It was supposed to be America's fastest train, a sleek, high-speed line connecting San Francisco to Los Angeles in under 3 hours. A project that promised to change travel forever, reduce traffic, and cut down on pollution. But 15 years later, more than $100 billion have been spent, and not a single passenger has taken a ride. No stations, no trains, just empty bridges, unfinished tracks, and broken promises. So what really happened to the California high-speed rail project? Was it poor planning, political chaos, or something even deeper? A dream too big for America to handle. Back in 2008, Californians believed they were casting a vote for nothing less than a revolution. A high-speed train that would finally connect the state's two largest metropolises, San Francisco and Los Angeles. This wasn't just another project. It was a sweeping promise of a better future, one defined by clean energy, the creation of thousands of new jobs, and a drastic reduction in the soul-crushing traffic clogging California's highways. Politicians hailed it as the inevitable future of American transportation, arguing it would finally allow the U.S. to stand toe-to-toe with global marvels like Japan's Shinkansen. The vision was ambitious, the plan looked simple, and the people committed to the dream. When the project first began, the estimated cost was around $33 billion. It sounded expensive, but for something this big, many thought it was worth it. But then the numbers started to rise, slowly at first, then faster. 33 billion became 40, 40 became 60, and by 2023, the total cost had exploded to over $100 billion. Why? Because almost everything that could go wrong did. Buying land for the tracks took longer than expected. Property owners refused to sell. Lawsuits piled up from cities, farmers, and environmental groups. Each delay meant more money burned and more deadlines missed. Every few years, the state announced new plans, new budgets, and new promises. But the story stayed the same. The train wasn't ready. The tracks weren't finished. And taxpayers were the ones still paying the bill. For a train that, even after 15 years, still hasn't arrived. The California high-speed rail turned into a political battlefield. Every new governor had a different vision. Some wanted to push it forward, others wanted to shut it down. Federal funding was promised, then frozen, then promised again. Small towns along the route refused to give up their land. And endless environmental reviews dragged on for years. By the time actual construction began, the excitement was gone. What was once a bold, unified dream had turned into a messy patchwork of half-finished tracks and empty promises.
California's embattled high-speed rail project needs a lot more money fast. Lawmakers just found out they have a little more than a year to secure $7 billion. That money would go to finishing the first section of the rail project, just the first, between Merced and Bakersfield. The price tag for the whole San Francisco to LA line is at least $100 billion. Lawmakers are waiting on an overdue project update that's now expected to come out this summer.
We have no plan. We have a good likelihood that it's going to get worse, and we have a short time to try to solve the problem, right? That's not a good place for government to put itself into.
And the news gets worse because even the money the project has may not be safe. The Trump administration is investigating the use of $4 billion worth of federal funds.
California lawmakers are doubling down on ensuring the controversial high-speed rail project continues, and that's despite ongoing funding issues and delays. In a new update, the state is detailing how much money is needed to finish the project and when people can expect to see it finally running. ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen has followed high-speed rail's development for more than a year, and she's here now with the latest.
Becca, it will cost more than $90 billion to build the high-speed rail from San Francisco to Palmdale, and authority officials tell me today they are confident the state will meet that goal. But critics say the state would be better off spending that money in much more needed areas.
High-speed rail is California's opportunity to lead the nation in clean, fast, and safe public transit.
As chair of the Senate Transportation Committee, Senator Dave Cortese has led the cause and support for California's high-speed rail. In 2008, voters approved $45 billion for the entire project from San Francisco to Los Angeles. It was supposed to be finished in 2020, but 5 years after the deadline, it's still under construction with an estimated price tag of more than $90 billion. In response, the authority's CEO, Ian Chowdhury, says progress has been made.
This program has been challenged in many ways, but here we have made already real progress, and so we are about to finish 119 mile that is under construction now.
That 119-mile section is the Bakersfield to Merced corridor, with an estimated price tag of just over $36 billion. It's expected to be up and running in 2032, and the authority acknowledges ridership would be low for that section.
We start somewhere, we start operating, and then we build more until it connects the population centers.
The goal is to start operating other portions by early 2038 with long-term state funding. Governor Gavin Newsom has proposed $1 billion a year from the Cap and Invest program through 2045, which is what the authority is hoping the legislature will approve. The Trump administration has already pulled $4 billion from the project. In response, Republican Senator Tony Strickland says this project needs to go back to the voters.
We need to pull the plug on the high-speed rail. At the very least, let's send it back to the voters and let them decide if they want to spend billions, over $100 billion on high-speed rail.
As the vice chair of the Senate Transportation Committee, Senator Strickland says the money could be better spent tackling other pressing issues in the state, like crime.
I think the most essential role of government is public safety. We would be better spent to spend this money on fully funding Prop 36 and keep us safe across the state of California.
Ultimately, the High-Speed Rail Authority is confident it'll get the funding from the legislature. And when it comes to private investors, the authority's CEO says there are ongoing conversations and that these private investors are waiting to see what resources the state is providing before making any decisions. Becca.
Jeannie, thank you.
Sometimes the road to progress isn't smooth or straight. It's filled with detours, delays, and endless construction signs. Every big idea faces challenges, but when a vision turns into decades of excuses and billions of dollars spent with little to show, the question becomes bigger than the project itself. Was this truly about building a train to connect California's future? Or was it about building the illusion that progress was being made, even when it wasn't? Because, in the end, the California high-speed rail may not just be a story about transportation. It might be a story about how dreams get lost on the tracks.